We got the summit tickets off of the website. We had to go online at 6 p.m., which is midnight Paris time. We booked during the week in the afternoon. Lines were short and the only waiting we saw was lining up for whatever time people had booked. Once our time arrived, they took us and loaded us on the double-deck elevator and up we went. We milled around on the second deck before catching the elevator to the top. The views were great and well worth it. The tower is solid, so no worries of sway or shaking. Hard to believe it was supposed to be temporary. A must-do. Going up the Eiffel Tower with a reserve ticket was the best decision. No long queues and everything was very well organized. The views from the second floor are spectacular, but the top, simply breathtaking. The staff was friendly and everything ran smoothly. Highly recommended, especially if you want to enjoy one of the world's most iconic landmarks without any stress. Our guide was very informative and engaging. He gave us a lot of helpful tips about best views of the tower and pointed out all the landmarks and gave us the history of the tower, keeping us all interested. It was very easy to check in with very clear instructions and directions, helping us to get there on time. A very good way to make the most of our Eiffel Tower experience. Emmanuel was funny and taught us new ways to use our camera to take memorable photos at the Eiffel Tower. When our group was unexpectedly separated, Emmanuel remained with the half left behind. You would never know the trip didn't go as planned. He stayed positive and kept smiling. Thank you for a fun and informative tour of the tower. Easy access to tickets. Alexander was a terrific host. Saw Paris from several sides and many sites of interest from the second level. We walked down to ground level, very challenging but glad we did it. Our tour guide Bruno was amazing. He was very knowledgeable on the history of the Eiffel Tower and made our experience great. Highly recommend going to the summit, the view was spectacular. Absolutely fantastic. Even the little ones were picked up and thoroughly entertained with simple English. The stops and the timing were very well planned. Everything was perfect. Thank you for helping us get to do this tour. We were late due to not knowing the area, and the gala and the office helped us get our tickets and onto our tour guide. Was good to have a known reservation to reach summit of tower. Was nice to have a guide to provide information, and who knew which lines to use for best service. This was educational, interactive and efficient. We loved this tour and enjoyed our time at each level. Gorgeous views and plenty of time for independent exploration. Fun tour. Great to skip all the lines. Catalina was very knowledgeable and made the tour fun. She had a lot of fun facts and tips for a memorable experience. Our tour guide Abby was wonderful and very knowledgeable. She shared some very interesting info about the Eiffel Tower. We enjoyed our tour very much. Interesting facts about the Eiffel and definitely nice to have the lift. Too many stairs. Only complaint was the tour part was slightly long. The only problem was finding the place to go to get your tickets. The directions you gave were too vague. We had a problem finding the place.